G'day viewers, it's Wednesday, which means it's time for WAINGAFAT Wednesday, where I tell you who am I not giving a fuck about today. And today, and for the last couple of days, it's been people in Australia who've got their knickers in about what some high profile and celebrity type people have been tweeting on the Twitters and going, I am so shocked, how could they say it? Fucking get over it. If you don't like what the person says, then don't follow them on Twitter. And if you obsess about what other people say on Twitter and you're not following them, just get a fucking life, okay? To take this a bit further, I'll tell you what I'm not giving a fuck about today. I'm not giving a fuck about the fact that Catherine Deveny, a comedian and sometimes columnist for the newspaper The Age in Melbourne, lost her gig writing for The Age because of how offensive some people found her tweets during the Logies this week in Australia. I don't give a fuck because when you do stuff publicly, when you're identified with your employer, if your employer doesn't take steps about it, then they are tacitly or even explicitly endorsing what you said. So if you depend on someone else for your income, you kind of should take the consequences of what you say publicly. For instance, I know that with all the silly ranting and telling people to fuck off and go die that I do, that could have limits on my career. People often say, jokingly or maybe seriously, oh, you should be on TV, or you should be in politics, or you should write for this paper. Seriously, I've gone so far out there that most people would be scared to put me on any sort of public profile thing because of the backlash they'd get, because I don't give a fuck. I'm willing to stand behind everything I've said on YouTube or on my blog. I don't give a fuck who I upset. I probably deliberately wanted to upset those people, and I am conscious of the limits I'm potentially placing on myself by not playing it safe. The people who do the woo, outrageous, raunchy thing and then go, oh, why am I being called to account for that? Don't fucking do it if you can't take the consequences. Now, I'll go further. I do think it's bullshit if someone's job or school life gets hassled because of something they do online. If they haven't identified their school or their employer, if it's just them and their boss or teacher says, I saw what you did on the internet, that's not acceptable. I think that's bullshit. But if you've identified your school, like worn your school uniform while doing something stupid or illegal, or mentioned your school by name and saying how much you hate a particular teacher, or there was an awesome one a couple of years ago. Some guy was working for a merchant bank in London and got posted to somewhere in Asia, I think it was Korea, and he just posted this email to his friends from his work email saying how I'm living large on the bank's dollar, banging bitches, doing drugs, getting drunk every day, and the bank's paying for it. And it was with his bank email, and it got circulated far and wide, so of course he lost his fucking job. But if you're not a high profile person, or you're not identifying, you know, your employer or your school or whatever, I don't think it should blow back on you. But seriously, when you're being paid as a columnist for a newspaper and you say something the newspaper doesn't want to take the heat for, then you got to take what comes. If you can't take it, don't fucking complain. Just, don't say it in the first place. Play it safe or accept the consequences. And if you can't live with that, if you can't live with cause and effect, the idea that your actions may have consequences, then I really don't give a fuck about you.